a shit show. Bam, demonetized. Instantly demonetized. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clean the rest of this up. My voice is coming back, as you guys can hear, even though there's nobody listening. Gotta make sure that doesn't go into the stream. There we go. We're going to be showing off every knife in the collection, but while everybody's still congregating, we will be fixing a Kershaw leak, if I can find it. Where did I put it? How's everybody doing? Where did I put that leak? I'll be right back. I gotta find that leak. Yeah, this thing's for sale too. Well, that's not fun. No, I'm looking for a Kershaw leak. I don't remember where I put it. Oh. It's in with the rest of them. Okay. Apparently they're pretty rare. I got it for 20 bucks. Killer deal. Best thing is, it's brand new. Other than the box, it's brand new. So let me go get my my charger for my phone charger, and then we'll go ahead and start the stream, and I'll show off every knife that I own after fixing this. Okay. Oh, the shit that I own. This is everything. I have so much stuff down here right now. And normally I don't show off how much stuff I have in the same room as me, because there's no point. But at the moment, considering I'm showing off my whole collection, there's no point in not showing. I have 6 padded boxes on the ground. Padded cases, or whatever you want to call them. I have, I think, $200 in boxes. Just boxes. Like, this shit's ridiculous. Get some address stuff off the ground. Okay. There we go. Go ahead and pull the phone. This is everything that I have. Not all of these are full, but like that one's full, that one's full, that one's full. This one has 3 in it. Partially full, pretty full. And then all of this. It's going to be a long stream. But we're going to start off with the leak that I was wanting to do. Because they finally got to sending me the spring for it. So we'll get all this stuff over into a different section. And then just take this apart. I don't remember which ones I have, but I know that I have a couple. Okay. Tools. I have a crap ton of stuff coming up for sale here pretty soon. I'm starting to move away from eBay because they charge a 13% fee. I'm looking into Blade Binge instead. Other than setup taking forever on Blade Binge, it seems like that one may work better. The downside of Blade Binge is I think they charge you guys like $10 for shipping on almost everything. I haven't tested that theory. So if anybody knows better than I do, please say something. Nope, I sound normal now. Well, as normal as somebody like me can sound. I mean, I would prefer to sell directly, honestly, and I would charge you less too. I will make more money and charge you less by selling directly. But these websites get more eyes on what I'm trying to get rid of, which is why I use them. I would much rather sell directly to you guys. Okay, so this one's getting thrown away. This would be the one to replace it. I don't mind everybody, or not everybody, being nice. What I mind is, first of all, I don't do returns because I take plenty of pictures, and you are more than willing, or you are more than able to ask for more pictures. All of these knives are in a condition that I would be happy to buy them in, unless otherwise stated, which I will tell you if I'm not happy with them. And they sent a pair of extra washers too, so we'll be doing that. Really nice and easy swap. Takes a couple minutes. Okay, we'll go with the scented mineral oil. With this side down. It looks like they've made that washer bigger since 2007. I don't believe any leaks were made with G10. However, they were made with carbon fiber. Really cool finish. I love carbon fiber. Not my favorite though. I would much rather titanium over carbon fiber. And holy crap, this watch is hot. Now where were we? Oh yeah. we were swapping something out. So let's get, yeah, we'll just throw it in here. The old spring, thrown in a bottle, it'll be thrown away. The new spring, we will put some grease on it. Because it is a moving part, and oil isn't thick enough to protect this from the wear that it comes, or that it receives over the years. Okay, go ahead and drop that back. So my voice isn't fully back. Still a little bit of missing tones here and there. Okay. Come on, you can do this. That's what I get for not lining things up. Okay. Oh, you little turd. Oh yeah, I have no clue what I'm doing, so not even gonna try. And genuinely, I'm not trying to make a ton of money off this stuff. If I was, I'd be charging more than I do. There's certain ones where I have to make a little bit more on because they're spendy. And having them in inventory is in my inventory, I guess. It takes a lot of the money that I have to hold on to them. That should be good. You know what I hate about having spare parts? This is the worst part about having spare parts. Is you'll be putting something together. Yes, this is Kershaw leak. It is torsion bar assisted. So the worst part about having spare parts on the table is you'll be putting the knife together and then you'll see those parts and be like, crap, where do those go? Okay. Probably help if I plugged my phone in, that maybe it wouldn't die. Okay, I already know it's going to be too tight. So we will loosen that one a little bit. Loosen the pivot screw a little bit. A little more. Oh yeah. That is so much better than it was. And it's not even close. And it's such an easy fix too. It's free if you have all the tools for it, which the tools cost me $10. The grease, I mean, that's a little bit more, but everything else, they just send you the parts for free if you put them in a parts request form. You don't know when they'll ship them. They ship them like 2 or 3 weeks after you order them. But they don't charge you shipping and they don't charge you anything for the parts either. Really solid company. That's probably the best part about Kershaw. The only things that they charge for are the handles and the blades. The Kershaw blades are $25. The ZT blades are $40. So if you need a blade replacement, it's not all that bad comparative to the price of the whole knife. Okay, we'll put those spare washers back in the bag and we may use them later on for another knife. So now we'll start with the collection. I've been wanting to do an actual video on this, but my phone doesn't have enough storage space to do it. This is probably going to be like an hour long stream, but we'll start with all the leaks. I have 5 leaks in my collection. Two of them are for sale. We'll go ahead and fix chat real quick. Okay. The OD green one is for sale. I don't have that Sage 5. Knives, I guess, has the Sage 5. Just so you know, my stream is not for spreading your beliefs. So, yeah. Rainbow leak. The OD green. Carbon fiber and CPM 154. Another regular leak. And then this leak that was pretty well busted when I bought it. Well used. But this one is my favorite to carry out of all 5. By far. I love this knife. The broken tip makes it easier to sharpen. And the tip hasn't really caused any problems, so I'm not really worried about it. We're going to go into the rest of the same row, which is more Kershaws. These all have safeties, by the way. This prevents the blade from coming out when you're not expecting it. Really helpful, although I never really use it. So more Kershaws. This is the... It's not the chive. The chive is smaller. The scallion. I have 4 scallions. I have no clue why. I have 2 purple ones. I think I was trying to sell this one. God, that's brutal. Bees in your mouth? That'd be horrible. I've been trying to sell this one, and honestly, it's pretty reasonably priced. So at the moment, I ran out of envelopes for shipping. I'm sitting here on my last one, so I can't really sell anything at the moment. And I should be sticking my eBay account on vacation mode because I have 1 left. Oh, the safety. You don't have to use the safety. Just keep it open. It's not going to do anything. It's just there if maybe you're doing something stupid. You just push it up in the way and then it won't open. A lot of these, when you buy them from, if you buy them from a pawn shop or something, the safety's broken because somebody didn't know that it had a safety and kept pushing until it broke. They're super easy to fix. So if you want the safety, it's worth buying it anyway. This is a Camilla's electrician's knife. It's a pretty decent condition overall with a liner lock for the screwdriver. To release, push center lock to the left, which is obvious. Pretty cool piece. Comes with a, I don't remember what this is called, but yeah. I don't remember how much I bought it for. I like the classic pieces. And then more Kershaw's. These are Kershaw promo knives. I'll sell it to you. I don't mind. I know you'll treat it good. Yeah, a bale. Thank you. So these are promo knives from 2022. This is promo knife number 1. This actually got released as a real knife with red bone scales or red bone covers and brass liners. It's a pretty solid knife. I don't think that this one got released, but every year I believe Walmart comes out with their promo pieces for they're like 20 or 30 bucks for the two, and you get them. It's what Kershaw will probably be releasing the next year. They do it for Christmas time. So we'll move on to Civivis. I have a lot of Civivis on the table right now. At least I did. That's where they went. I have no clue what kind of joke you're trying to make. Genuinely. I have a lot more Civivis than I remember having. So, this is the Civivi Imperium in Damascus and micarta. The Damascus is 9CR and 10CR. Pretty good. I have 2 of the oh, come on now. 35 bucks, D2, G10 scales. What's the damn thing called? The Mini Praxis. I have 2 Mini Praxis, is both in D2. What is this one called? I haven't touched this one in months. I don't remember what it's called. It's an S35VN. It's on, if it's still there, it's on sale on Blade HQ. Just look up Civivi S35VN and it'll probably show up. Baby Banter and Nitro V. Not my favorite blade steel, but it does come up to a very sharp edge. It doesn't hold the edge great though, which is unfortunate, but that's kind of just how it is. And then the Civivi Zizzle. I'm glad I got this thing when I did. This came out in December of 2024, and it was a Christmas thing, and then it was gone once Christmas was over. Like, they never made it again, which I mean, it hasn't been that long, but it was like one batch across the whole US, and that was it. Whoever I told to buy this thing and they actually did, you're probably pretty happy with it because it's about the same size as as the Elementum for half the price at the time. Because the Elementum was like $50 and this was 25. That was a killer deal. It also came with a lanyard, which I never used, and some multi-tool with a spoon on it that I also never used. So we'll go ahead and put the Civivis away. Oh, the mini, or actually, this isn't even called the mini Elementum. It's just called the Elementum. This has a brushed or rubbed brass for the front scale, stainless for the back, 14C28N, under a 2-inch blade. And honestly, it's pretty cool. Yeah. The Kinf. Because so if you went on to, the best part about the Zizzle was, I swap my EDC every week. Currently, it's the Civivi Catus. Ceatus. This is about $60. I got it for 10. Killer deal. 14C28N, 3.5 inches of blade. Yeah, 3.5 inches. Burlap micarta. Really, really cool little knife. I enjoy it. It'll take a little bit of getting used to the fuller to actually use it. But I swap my blade every week for reviews. Thank you for the reminder because I forgot that I was carrying a Civivi. These don't go in the box. They are for sale. That goes in the box. Next up, QSP Penguin. My favorite carry knife. This specific version goes for $38. D2 blade. I have heard Knives I Guess talk about this knife having edge retention issues or heat treat issues, which is unfortunate. This one hasn't had it, and I'm glad it hasn't because this thing's just great. When you get a good one, it's a great knife. Easily one of my favorites, especially for the price. Back to the story of the Zizzle. Oh. So on every package on this thing, if you looked at it on the Walmart website, it said knife combo kit or something like that. And when you looked at it in person, it said Kinf, Kinfe, on every single one of them that sold. And almost nobody noticed, but I found it so funny when I saw that. Nobody's going to care about that, but I found it so funny. We have a case, something. I don't remember models anymore, or patterns. It is a 3207 in carbon vanadium steel. I believe I sharpened this. It was also for sale. I held it for some guy. Yeah. I held it for somebody who also does YouTube, and he just never got to buying it, so, you know. An SOG Terminus XR and D2. This is the new version. The old version had a really trashy pocket clip and questionable G10. Really nice and smooth. I do enjoy this knife quite a bit. I just wish they would have dropped it in a different blade shape because the drop point just isn't my style. I prefer the The other one that I showed, the QSP type blade shape. CRKT M4. This is in G10 and I think bone. I think it's synthetic bone. It's known for cracking and chipping when you drop it. I bought it like this, and it's just really unfortunate that that happens. They also come in Stag 8CR blade. They're pretty pricey for what you get though. Kershaw Iridium in D2. How you doing, Ground Fog? Aluminum scales, stainless liners, aluminum backspacer, deep carry pocket clip. I like the premise of this knife. I don't like this knife. It's too long. And the way that I use axis locks is I pull them into my palm right here. And this one just slides right off my palm almost every time I try to use it. So I carried it for a week and then never carried it again. It'll also be up for sale. Spyderco Endura Delica. Spyderco Delica 4 VG10 FRN scales. It has a para 3 pocket clip. Not that that makes a difference. I bought this thing and it came with a lynch clip, and I put that on my para 3 before I sold my para 3. Great knife. I really do enjoy this thing, specifically because of how it feels, but I've never carried it. It's had its blade touched up. I tried to sell it to some guy who called dibs on it. He hasn't gotten back to me in 4 months, so yeah. CJRB Ruffian. Pretty cool looking blade shape. G10 scales, deep carry pocket clip. AR RPM 9 blade steel. Yep. Designed by Dirk Pinkerton. Kind of funny name, but he's a great guy with some awesome designs out there. Like the Concept Main Street, one of my favorite concept designs. Although I can't afford one, I just know that I'd really like it. I bought this for $50 brand new. Still have the box and everything, and I never carried it. I was too scared of breaking the tip. I'm actually more scared of breaking the tip on this than I am on any of my leaks, which is a weird feeling. Next up, we have two Icon knives. Now this one, made in 2024. Pretty dirty. I've used this one for quite a bit. This one was made in 2023. I bought this one the week that it dropped. I was the first one to buy one at my local store, and it's in pristine condition. I've never used it for anything, and I probably never will. I like the knife. People don't like it because it's a clone of the Beg Knives Glimpse. It's like, so they have the Glimpse and they have the mini Glimpse, and this one's stuck between the two. It's like a medium Glimpse for half the price. I don't agree with that practice, but I can't tell you that it's a bad knife because it's not a bad knife. Next up, we have a Cold Steel. The Cold Steel Lucky 2. One plain edge blade in S35 VN. And the other side blade is fully serrated, also an S35 VN. This was about $75 when I bought it. I carried it for a few days and just never carried it again. I'll probably end up carrying it again. It's a really nice knife. It's a really cool piece. One of the downsides of this knife is there is some scratching that goes on up here. Right there, you can see the shine when the other blade rubs against it. Or there's somewhere where the blade rubs against each other. And it annoys me, but there's nothing you can do about it. Next up, my least favorite knife that CRKT ever made. The Minimal X in 12C27 blade steel. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to sharpen the front of this thing. And I don't think they do offer a spa service, don't they? I don't know. Overall, it's just not a great design. It's too small. There's no cutout for the lock bar, so it makes it a pain to get your thumb in there. Unfortunate, but that's how it is. I bought that for full price at $60, like an idiot. This is an Imperial fishing knife. Made, I don't remember when this thing was made. I think it was the 50s or so. It had a decent amount of sharpenings done from a carbide V. It also has a fish scaler and a bottle opener and something to get the hook out of the fish while you're fishing. It's a pretty cool piece. And I don't think anybody makes these anymore. I wish they did with a lock on the blade. This is just a cool piece. Next up, Kershaw Highball. This is the only D2 knife that I own that's been rusting because of the bead blasted finish. Any of your oil or any of the oils from your hands that get into this area, it just started to rust so bad. And it's not as bad as I'm portraying it to be, but it annoys the hell out of me whenever I see it. It's a really great knife, really comfortable. And they made a titanium version of it too. If you find that one, the pivot is yellow, not blue. That's the biggest difference, other than I think the blade steel's S35VN. I have a clone of the Benchmade Mini Osborne Gold Class. This was back for the channel when I first started. I was going to try to compare clones to the real knives, and this was the first one that I bought. The clone was $50 and the real one's $700. And I figured out real quickly that just wasn't a sustainable way to run a channel. And I will keep it for that reason, because it taught me a lesson. Next up, best knife between $50 and $100 for 2024. The Bestech Good Boy in D2, G10 scales. It has a crown spine, really nice solid jimping all the way across the whole back right here, right where it's needed. I've never had the button lock fail on me. Flat grind up until here with the compound grind. Really, really unique piece. Except, like, they made millions of them, and, well, not millions, but, you know. It's a really, really nice knife, especially for the price, sitting at $53. They made a mini version for $35 on Blade HQ right now, I think. And there's one option that has DLC coating, so look for that, because it's $35 for DLC. Ridiculously good deal. Next up, we have Fidget Knife of the Year for 2024, the Jin Rhino. I think I found 7 ways of opening this thing. It's just fun to play around with. And the week that I carried this thing, I think I was threatened to be kicked out that week. because I wouldn't stop opening this thing. It's $33 on Amazon, and it's just so fun to play with. 9CR blade steel, G10 scales, deep carry pocket clip. Great piece, honestly. I just love it. And there's a unique piece that I won't show today because it takes forever. We'll see you later, knives, I guess. Have a great rest of your night. But this flipper tab up here actually hooks around the lock to prevent it from opening without pushing the button. It is the only button lock I've ever seen that does that. So it's a secondary just in case. If the lock does fail, it still won't open. That's the only reason I trust this more than any other button lock that I've held. It's a solid piece. Solid piece. There's also a children's version that isn't sharpened. I don't have that on the table. It's in my sister's room because it's hers. It is it would be fun to put together with your kid. The children's version isn't sharpened. It doesn't have a pointy tip, but it can still be sharpened, and I believe they said it can still hold an edge. Next up, Buck 722, I believe, Spitfire, orange scales, lock back. One of my favorite knives, extremely slicey blade, really smooth. I love this thing. And I closed it on my middle finger one time, and it opened my fiddle finger. It opened my middle finger up pretty good just from tapping it. It is an extremely sharp, extremely slicey blade. You can send it in, and they will do a spa treatment on it, which is, I think it's sharpening, polishing, and something else. It's a great treatment, and I don't remember how much they charge you, but if you don't like sharpening your own knives, get a Buck. It's well worth it, honestly. They'll do it for you. They'll charge you a little bit. It's all worth it. Next up, we got an old timer. God, it's not a Stockman. What are these called? With the two blades. One's a clip point. Well, this is a California clip point in, I believe, 1095. Delrin scales. And a spay blade. I don't remember when this one was made. I had all these memorized for a while. Yeah, it's a trapper. Well, you know more about these things than I do at this point. It was a Schrade 94 OT. So it's after Schrade bought Old Timer, but before they moved over to stainless steel, which I much prefer the non-stainless steels. If you're going to get a trapper or any most traditional knives, I would go for something that isn't stainless. It's just a unique experience all in itself. We have a case, Stockman. I don't remember when this one was made either. It was in the 50s or 60s or something. It has the hardest snap out of almost every one of my traditionals. And it is scary. But let's keep my fingers out of the way. It didn't cut it, but it snapped closed. Solid piece, maroon bone scales, covers, and nickel brass or nickel silver bolsters. I don't remember what steel they used either. We showed that. I don't know. This is a copy of a limited edition one. I don't remember where I got this. I don't remember why I got this. I was probably bored. It was like $5. Probably from the pawn shop. A waste of $5, but not a big deal. A Kershaw Vapor, or Vapor 3. ACR 13 MOV. Frame lock. I've had some trouble sharpening this thing. I can't get a tip on it, which is just an experience problem, honestly. It's a solid knife though. Real solid lockup, nice and comfortable. And I had to swap out. No, it was just missing that screw. So I ordered a screw and put it in, and I tried to back the other one out. But that one is like welded in there or something. It's beyond Loctite. Walmart knife. The $4 Walmart knife. Don't buy this. That's all I can tell you is don't buy it. Not worth it. I have like 4 of them. I don't even know why. Kershaw Brandywine. D2 with red bone. Brass bolsters. I love this knife. And I carried it for like 3 months. It's a great knife. Got 3 blades because it is a Stockman with a solid it just looks great. It's 4382 RB. RB stands for red bone. This one I believe is discontinued now. Or maybe, yeah, I think it is discontinued. They sold it for like 2 or 3 years. You might still be able to get it on Blade HQ though. It's a solid knife. But it doesn't have a lock, so keep that in mind. A Gerber LST in red. It's a rare piece. LST 400. Made in the US before Gerber went to trash. One of my favorite knives right here. Nice, easy to open. Solid lock. Great knife. They make them in black. Black is the regular color. This is the more rare version. We got a Kershaw something. I don't remember. It's a 1560 SWST, so it's a stonewash serrated. I ordered parts for not this one. This one didn't need the parts. I have a second one. I don't remember where I put the second one. But overall, a great knife. They sell for way too much money. Thank you. I think it's a Ken Onion design. Yep, Ken Onion design. They sell for like $100 or something. I don't want it, but it came in an auction that I bought, so I have it. If anybody wants it, I'm more than willing to sell it. CRKT Blade Lock by Michael Walker. Now, most people won't know this. Michael Walker is the one who invented the liner lock. So the lock that this has right here, every knife that has this lock started with the guy that designed this knife. Now, I don't think that he patented the liner lock because he figured everybody should have a strong lock that doesn't fail like traditional knives do. This is a really cool piece. You push the thumb stud in, and that unlocks the blade. You push it in. You can watch it. click into place. It is a really cool piece. Yeah, I've never seen it either. They just came out with a new version of this with the Kershaw leak blade shape. So it's got this blade shape with that lock, and it is a really cool piece. I don't remember what steel they used, but just look up CRKT blade lock. It'll show up. It's a pretty cool piece, but they don't have black G10 anymore. I think it's brown now, which kind of sucks, but what do you do? Just dye it or something. I don't know. CRKT Lurch flat out. This was in the $10 box, $15 box at the pawn shop. Really comfortable. This is the knife that got me to like frame locks. Really, really deep jimping. More like serrations, honestly. But they're comfortable and they grip your thumb well. Yes, that was actually pretty funny. So RIT die makes dies that work for plastic and G10, I believe. Just know that you have to use a pot that you will never want to use again. And you have to bring it to a boil. So make sure that you're in a well-ventilated area. Next, we've got a couple case trappers. These are large trappers in stainless steel. This one has synthetic bone with a bent tip. And it's been well used, but it looks nice. And this one I think is in zebra wood with no blade damage or anything. I don't think. Nope, no blade damage. Really, really comfortable piece. It's a pretty cool piece. Model 7254. And this one is 6254. The only difference between the two being the cover materials and the year that they were made. I memorized how to tell what year they were, and then I completely forgot, so don't try asking me because I won't know. Now this is a Puma Aviator, I believe. My dad gave this to me, and then I looked it up, and they sell for like $80 used, and I was like, why? It's so small too. It's like 1, 2, 2, not even 2.5-inch blade. It's a kind of cool piece, but why they sell for as much as they do, I have no clue. And then the two Victorinox Swiss Army knives that I bought on my cruise in St. Thomas. I got one. This one was right next to the ship. It was my last chance to buy one. They had one left. And this one was bought in Little Switzerland on St. Thomas Island. They told me that they stopped selling knives, but they had very few left. And I searched everywhere to find one with aluminum scales and thought, well, I'm not going to have one by the time I leave. So I bought this one. I only bought it because I wanted one, or I wanted a knife to remember the trip. I got two. Pretty cool. Then we got a Kaiser in the box. I hate Kaiser for this reason. You see that gap? This gap right here only shows up after you open the box. So when I go to do an unboxing video of this knife, you'll know it's already been opened. because everything fits so damn tight when they ship it to you that you can never get them to fit the same. Now, that's not really a complaint. That's just me being a YouTuber and being kind of annoyed about it. But it's cool that they can make things fit that well. Anyway, got this for Christmas. They sent spare screws. This is a Kaiser original in red rich light. 154 cm. It's my first Kaiser with 154 cm. It's a pretty cool piece. It was comfortable when I carried it, and I forgot to do a video on it. I have so many knives stacked up that I need to do videos on, and it just takes so long to get through it all. And I don't enjoy the editing, and I don't want to pay somebody to do it, and it all adds up, and it gets very annoying. But I do YouTube because people watch, so, you know, if this goes somewhere, I'd like to say, look what I got, or look what I made. You know, I made this channel, I built a community behind it. So that's the first box that was only half full. That was 5, 10, 11. How many are in? 2, 4, 6, 10, 12. That was like 40 knives. On to the next box. All these other boxes I haven't opened in months. We've got a Spyderco Dragonfly 2 in S30V, made in Seki City, Japan. Very comfortable piece. I had to get it in pink. Pink, I just like pink. I mean, who can argue with that? A portion of the purchase went to breast cancer awareness, which is always great. I always support that kind of stuff when I can afford to. It didn't add any extra onto the price. So maybe it was like $5 on top, but $5 isn't a big deal to me. It's an awesome piece. Now, they do make titanium scales for it. The only downside of me getting the titanium scales is it's no longer pink. The downside of keeping the pink scales is this pattern shreds pockets. So they compromise, you know. It's just how it is. CRKT Nurktai. Yeah, it's not a 2. This thing's huge, 9 inches overall in length. 4-inch blade. Yep. With a really weird lock. Now, it is a lockback where you push down here and it releases out of a cutout right there. Or you can do it my way. Grab right here and push on the blade. And it flicks closed. Make sure that you have your fingers out of the way, because if you don't, that will snap shut on your finger. And with a blade that heavy, it's going to do quite a bit. So keep all your fingers out of the way. Just close it. I've never carried this knife. Although it is extremely comfortable, it's just too big. And frankly, I'll probably end up selling it. I got it for a decent price, though. Oh, I haven't seen this thing in months. Cold Steel American Lawman in S35. I think it's an S35 VN. I was never able to get this thing sharp. It's a pretty cool knife, but the paint's coming off, and it is paint. It's not some sort of special coating, it's just paint. Triad lock, solid lock. Takes a decent amount of force to open it. But it is, if you can open it right and not hit your phone. It's a smooth opening knife when you do it right. Next up, a Kershaw 3850 in 3CR with a broken tip. This is why you don't use your knife as a screwdriver or a pry bar. This knife came with 13 other knives in an auction, and I couldn't choose not to take it. A replacement blade for this is 25 bucks. The knife itself is around 25 bucks. So, frankly, it's just not worth it. I'll probably reprofile it and then try and sell it. Or I might just throw it away, because honestly, it needs a lot of work. Who knows? Ooh. A Case Lockback LSSP. Now, this one has the wrong blade shape. It was designed with a more full blade shape that went out like this and then up. But it's been sharpened so much that it ended up being this blade shape, which is the whole reason why I bought it, because I love this blade shape. I carried this for a month. I carried it for like 3 days. And it was in my pocket, slipped out of my pocket, under a cushion on the chair that I normally sit in. And I lost it for like a month. Really solid knife. I love this thing. Stainless steel. I don't remember what this stuff is called. It's like epoxy, but it's not. It's not resin. What? I'll bring it up later if I can remember it. A Kershaw Oh So Sweet 1830 8CR13. Took this thing apart, cleaned it, put it back together. The biggest problem is the pocket clip moves around, which is annoying, but I mean, it's not going to do anything. It's a decent priced knife for what you get, so it's not the worst. This is a Victorinox floral knife from, I think the 70s. I was sharpening this thing, trying to get you can see the huge, they were way bigger chunks taken out of the blade when I first started. And then I went to take the burr off the back, and the knife went flat and scraped the shit out of right there. And I felt horrible when that happened. Because what I was trying to do was sharpen it and keep it in as good of condition as possible. And it just didn't happen, and I gave up after that. A Buck Canoe. 389. This one was made in 2023, I believe. They're selling these now for way too much. But if you go on Midway, you can get this for about 11 bucks. Which for the steel that it comes with is not bad. The reason why it's called a canoe is because it looks kind of like a canoe. That's the pattern. Comes with a second blade as well. Solid piece. Sharpens up really nice and easy. This is a Walmart exclusive with the bone scales. The brown bone scales or whatever. But they sell one with bone scales on Midway for $13. So if you want one, go check that out. This is what is this? A Camillus Stockman from, I think, from the 50s. Delrin, so it's jigged Delrin scales, covers or whatever. It looks like it's a bone of some sort, but it's not. It's just plastic. Oh, that's what it was. Celluloid covers. When this stuff starts decomposing, which it does if you're unlucky, it releases what's this stuff called? I can't remember. It's some sort of gaseous acid. And if you have a collection of these, you'll notice green start to form on all the brass areas. That means one of these is starting to decompose, and you need to remove it from the rest of them, or else it starts corroding away all the steel and everything. It's really sad to watch happen. And I have a collection of knives they're all over 50 years old with celluloid scales. And I would hate to watch it happen to any of them because some of them are over 100 years old. And that will also be shown later in the stream if anybody's interested. Anyway, nickel silver bolsters. This was before they moved over to stainless. Just a solid work knife right here. This blade was freaking sharp when I got it. An old timer, small trapper, 93 OT. It came with a bent blade, and I tried my best to sharpen through it, and up here is just still dull. Like, really, really, really dull. You can see how dull it is up there by the light reflecting off of it. Down here is freaking sharp, but up here it's the bend just prevented me from being able to sharpen it. This one's freaking sharp though. Like, really, really sharp. That blade wasn't bent though. The last one in this box, a Rough Rider Moose, I believe is what this pattern is. It has two pretty long blades. They're both plain edge. I don't remember what blade steel it was, but I didn't get it brand new. I got it used for $5. That is all for the smaller box. Time to move over to the bigger box. Oh, God damn. Okay. Oh, I haven't seen all these in like a year. Forgot I had some of these. A Gerber Affinity. I've got to be careful with this knife. This knife has cut me more than any other knife that I own because I open it wrong, or I did open it wrong. And when I first got it, it wasn't as smooth as it is now. And when you'd go to open it, it would stop right here. And I think I cut my thumb open 7 times with this knife. So it happens. It's part of owning knives. You hope it doesn't, but there's nothing you can do about it. Sometimes it just happens. They get you good too. I've never needed stitches from that knife, but I've come pretty close. I'll sharpen this knife now that I have better sharpening equipment. Arweek P801 SF 14C28N. Honestly, it's like, when I first got this, I was thinking, this is like a budget Chris Reeve. And it kind of is. But brand new, they're like $40. It's a pretty solid knife. Really comfortable too. But when I carried it, it wasn't sharp. And the steel is hard enough that I had problems trying to sharpen it. Now that I have better sharpening equipment, I can probably do it just fine. But at the time, I was only using a 600 grit diamond plate, and it wasn't getting it. It just didn't work. A Rough Rider Barlow in VG10 with aluminum scales. When this first dropped on Blade HQ, they had it for $10, and I do technically. It's an HK that was made by Benchmade, so do with that what you will. When these first dropped, they were $10. Now I think they're like 25 or something. I think somebody screwed up on the price, because for the blade steel that you're getting, and how long the blade is, you're getting a really good deal at that price. The only downside is these aluminum scales are slick. Even with all the jigging in here, it still slips out of your hand. And I was messing around with this one night, and it slipped out of my hand and stabbed my leg. And it happens, it's just part of owning knives. It's part of owning over 200. That's just what it is. CRKT Thero. This is designed by TJ Schwartz. Yep. He is in Boise, Idaho. I'm also in Boise, Idaho. We're friends on Facebook, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. I've talked to him a few times about releasing models and stuff and working on models. It doesn't have a name. I haven't got to the expensive stuff yet, so bear with me. If you want to take a screenshot of this and then use Google Lens or something to find it, feel free to do so. It's a Rough Rider. I can also tell you the model number if you'd like. The model number is RR2103. Just do beware that these scales are slick. So ACR13 FRN with carbon fiber inlay. Really easy to sharpen. It's really, really easy to sharpen. That's the only reason I haven't gotten rid of it, is because it's so easy. So yeah, RR2103 if you want it again. One of my favorite designs, specifically because of the designer, the CRKT Pete, is designed by Jesper Voxnes. 8CR13 FRN GFN handles. Well, it's the same thing. Aluminum backspacer. Honestly, so back when these were on sale on Blade HQ, they went for $13. And for $13, it's about as good of a knife as you can get. Then they went up to $18.99, and it's right on the edge of me saying it's probably not worth it anymore. It's still a great knife. If you can find it used for like $13, $10, it's worth it. CRKT Squid Holy. I haven't touched this one in at least a year. For some reason on Blade HQ, the Holy version with holes sold for less than the one without holes. Blew my mind why they did that, but they did, so yeah. Aluminum backspacer, deep carry pocket clip, 8CR blade steel. It's an alright knife. If you're interested in this, I'd be looking into the Squid XM. It's a better version of this that's also bigger. Ha, ha. A Colt CT36. Made in China, I think. Well, to be fair, it doesn't say China on it, but I'm going to assume it's from China. I have forced this lock to fail without, like, I just pushed on the back and it failed. So I was gonna do it as a giveaway because I thought it was pretty cool to have a Colt knife. And then I got the lock to fail and I just decided that's not gonna happen because I don't feel good giving away knives that suck. A Puma SGB Pocket Friend. I don't remember this. I don't remember a whole lot about this. Wood scales. I don't remember what steel it is either. I don't remember a whole lot about this knife. But I think I remember I was sharpening it. Yeah, and I left 2 scratches on this thing. One, yeah, 2 hairlines. You can see one right there, 3, one right there as well. And when that happened, I was mortified and I felt horrible because this thing was perfect when I bought it. And then that happened and I fucked it all up and it was all my fault and it was the end of the world and blah, 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 blah. I was not very mature back then. Harbor Freight Gordon knife made in 2021. This knife was the peak of all knives that you could get for $10 at the time. HCR13 G10 on ball bearings. This was the first knife that I made. It's not my first knife that I made a video on, but it's the first knife where I had an understanding of knives and made a video on it, telling people how good of a deal it was for what you're paying. It is still $10, and honestly, it's still not that bad of a knife. This went and replaced it for the short period of time that this thing was good. The new version of this sucks from what I hear because the heat treat was all screwed up on the new version. And to know whether it was a new version or an old version, this has a one-sided pocket clip and you can't put it on the other side. The second batch has a pocket clip spot on the second side. Those ones all suck, apparently. I own 4 of these. I didn't bring that up, but I own 4 of these. I lose them. How you doing? Thomas. I am going to butcher that last name. There's no way I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, I'd lose these things, and then I'd just go buy another one because it was $10. This is a real steel. I don't remember the name of this one. It is a slip joint with a third stop instead of a half stop. D2 blade steel. G10 scales. It does not have liners. This thing is very light. Lighter than the bug out by far. Maybe not by far. It's lighter than the bug out. And a little bit smaller too. I'll be right back. Gotta get a drink. There we go. Not even halfway through this box. Oh. Okay. Where were we? Deep carry pocket clip. It sucks taking this thing apart because when you take it apart, there's a lot of force from this back spring here that's pushing down on the blade. So if you pop the blade off of the pivot, you will have a seriously hard time getting it back on. Now, I needed to take this thing apart because the pocket clip screws come from the inside, and they had little pieces of burr left on them. So whenever you'd stick it in your pocket, it would catch your pocket, and it would catch one strand and pull it all the way out. So I did need to fix that before I could carry it. Great walk and talk. Sounds great. And it's just nice to have a slip joint with a pocket clip. Honestly, you don't see it often, but it's comfortable. It's really nice. The Kershaw Lightyear Neon Edition. This is a $13.95 neon. I should have bought more than one because apparently these things, after they were discontinued, started going for like 80 bucks. And I probably still wouldn't have sold it for that much because I bought it for 20. So this color scheme is based off of Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. And I grew up on those movies, on the Pixar movies, and Finding Nemo and Toy Story and Cars. I had to get it. As soon as it dropped, I bought it. So, cool piece. Just a fun reminder of my childhood. 3CR blade steel. Knives and pizza. What is up? We're going through my whole collection tonight. We're showing them all off. We're about halfway through. The Ozark Trail Stormtrooper. Now, I called it the Stormtrooper because of the color scheme. I bought 3 of these, hoping that they stood a chance with this, and they didn't. It wasn't even close. Like, everybody that got one of these, the videos on this did great, by the way. Every time I dropped a video on this knife, it got like 2,000 views. Possibly. I've got a few discontinued ones that I haven't shown on the table. They're not in the video yet, but they're on the table. So I got like 4,000 or 5,000 views off of this knife. And this knife was just trash. Like, it's fun to play with, and that's it. It doesn't hold its edge. It's almost like they didn't even heat treat the thing. But you can take the scales off and dye them different colors, which was pretty cool. When that knife dropped, it was really cool seeing people turn them purple and red and all that. Are you talking about this one? Because if you're talking about this one, I haven't brought it out yet. And if you are, just tell me. And I'll bring it out real quick and then put it back. CRKT Drifter 8CR13 MOV frame lock. There's also a version that's in G10 that's a liner lock. It's a decent knife for what you're paying. I mean, I think it's like 40 bucks. I'd go for the Harbor Freight knife before I went for this, because 10 bucks and you're basically getting the same materials, honestly. A bone dog. Oh, the CRKT dog. I haven't brought that one out yet, no. I know which one you're talking about, though, and I know what box it's in. I'll pull that box out next. I got a couple bucks. These are just collector's edition things that, honestly, I shouldn't have bought them because they're kind of trash. And yeah. I regret that purchase. If you're talking about the one that's missing 3 screws, then yeah, I know exactly which one you're talking about. This is a Kershaw highball. The other one that I showed was the highball XL. This is the regular highball. This one has been discontinued. It is in D2 as well, without the bead blasted finish, so it hasn't been rusting. Tip up carry. Frame lock. My favorite 2 colors on a knife. This Elk Ridge was like $5, $10 at a gas station in the middle of South Dakota. And I bought it because it has my 2 favorite colors, black and gold. And I swore I'd never get rid of it because of that. And I never have. And I know this thing's probably going to be a piece of trash, but it's comfortable. And screw off, it's my favorite colors. So, yeah. CRKT Pilar. Another Voxnez design, frame lock. That would be such a stupid purchase. Stainless steel frame lock, 8CR, deep carry pocket clip. Or no, not a deep carry pocket clip, regular pocket clip. This is my least favorite Pilar out of the 2 that I have. I bought one for my dad. He never ended up carrying it. This was the one that I bought for my dad, and I gave him mine because the detent on this is horrible. Like, it hurts to open this thing, which is why I've never carried it. The Gerber Mansfield. I got 4,000 views on a video on this thing for some reason, because I had my hand in the way and I went to close it, and it has a half stop, so it stopped. And obviously that kept people in suspense, and they watched the whole thing like 4 times. Because I think the average view percentage on that video was like 300%, where people watched it over and over again. D2, G10 scales, stainless liners, crowned blade. 15 bucks on sale. Not bad. So yeah. I didn't like the color, but it was 15 bucks instead of like 40. Oh, probably. One of my customs, by the way, I do custom work with copper. Only if the knife comes with copper, but I do custom shipwreck patinas. This is a CRKT Pilar without the flipper. This one will not be sold because I figured it is the perfect shipwreck patina, and I don't think I'll ever do one this good again. I love this knife specifically for that finish. Custom copper work is spendy, by the way. Don't expect it to be cheap. One knife I did took 111 hours. So the best part is I sold it for 30 bucks. Cowboy toothpick, Elk Ridge, just a random Chinese, probably Frost, because of this wood color. Frost does a lot of that wood color on their knives. Yeah, it says cowboy toothpick. 5 bucks in South Dakota as well. I think this is a Victorinox. Yeah. Victorinox multi-tool. I was originally going to do copper scales for this, and then I lost the motivation to do so, and it just never went anywhere. A Rough Rider Barlow, model number RR 1273 and 440 steel. Bone covers, nickel, silver, or brass bolsters. Tiny. Blade is like 2 inches long. I have all of these taking up one spot in my box because I didn't want to waste space. My dad gave me this. A Smith & Wesson Gold Shield. Not a great knife, but he gave it to me when I was just starting to get into knives. Like, he gave me all of his knives except for his Leathermans. He carried this thing for years. And the best part is, it's still kind of sharp. I could sharpen it so much better than it already is, but I don't know. I don't want to lose more edge on it than I have to. CRKT Lake 3 in HCR. It has a locking lockback. You can also lock it closed as well. I have two of these. One in this size and one that's about twice the size. CRKT M16s. This one's in 12C27. I had an insane amount of trouble sharpening this thing. So much so that I brought it to a shop to have them sharpen it because I just couldn't do it myself. This is also where the beef with Sharpens Best came from. When sharpening this knife with their carbide V sharpener before I learned about the better ways of sharpening. This grind, like this deep cut gouge all the way across the whole blade, was left on there. So I made a video talking about it. I made a video saying, hey, here's what happened. Here's how you can fix it. And then I posted it. And then the owner of the company left 2 comments on there saying that I'm an idiot because I used it wrong and it's all my fault. And blah, 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 blah. I'm sitting there like, my channel's going to grow. I'm going to talk shit about you one of these days. And everybody's going to go over to your channel, even though I don't condone it, and talk shit in the comments. And I'm kind of waiting for that day to come, but, you know, it doesn't need to happen. Like, him on his personal account came over and did that too. So 2 M16 01s, or 10s, no, 01s, yeah. This is a serrated, half serrated Tonto. This is a spear point. No, today's not the day. I'm still probably below 1,000 subscribers. There's no way I've hit 1,000 already tonight, so. And then this is an M1603KS, which is the one I was just talking about. This is by far the better steel. 12C27 from CRKT is actually pretty impressive for the budget steel that it is. Now, I forgot to put one of these 2 away. These are both for sale. But I need more envelopes. That's my problem, right? I like to sell stuff because I give everybody else good deals. But I ran out of envelopes and now I can't sell anything until I get more. And I'm like riding the line. If somebody from eBay and somebody from my Blade Binge buys something, I can only ship one because I only have one envelope left. So I have 2 replicas of my first knife. I would have had my first knife still, but it broke when I was carving with it as a kid. They're not great, but you know, for a Christmas gift for a 7-year-old, I mean, it wasn't bad. It's just they weren't designed for me using them the way that I was, as much as I was. And that happens. I mean, stuff breaks. I don't need to keep those 2. But it's nice to remember where you come from. And my collection didn't start back then at all. So now we're going to start pulling out everything that's on the table. Actually, let's pull the CRKT dog out real quick. Go ahead and pull this whole box out. Some spendy stuff in this box, by the way. Oh, I'm covered in grass. Went outside and was hanging out with my cat today. Got covered in grass by just laying around in the grass. Now, where is it? There we go. So I think this is the one that he was talking about right here. The CRKT dog. D-O-G-G, I think. D-O-G. Yep. Designed by Hawk before it was G&G Hawk. So before his kid got involved. It's missing 3 screws. I'm looking for screws for this. If you know where to find some, please tell me. I'm also looking for a custom machine shop that can make screws for it. Now, this is what I'd consider more solid lock than the Axis lock. But yeah, this is basically an Axis lock right here. Now, most of these, if you find one, are converted to be automatics, where you pull that back and it oh well. I'm not really worried about what vibes I'm giving off. So when you pull this back, it fires out. But this one wasn't converted, which is apparently pretty rare because these were designed to be converted easily to be automatics. And a family friend bought this and apparently lost screws for it and never used it again. After he passed, my dad bought it with a bucket full of tools and stuff, and this was in the bottom, and he's like, "Hey, do you know what a CRKT dog is?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've seen pictures of them, but I've never seen one in person." So he's like, "Here, have this." And I'm like, "Well, shit, that's awesome." And then I can't do a full restoration on it because I don't have all the screws for it. So when I'm done, it'll be pristine. It'll be nice and clean. It'll be a solid knife. Until then, it's stuck in the state it's in because I don't have the parts for it. And frankly, I'm scared of taking it apart because it has a spring in it. I need to sell this. This is a Western, a Western large trapper number 62. Thing's huge. And I think these things go for quite a bit. The last one I saw sold was like 130 or something. It has a mangled sheath that comes with it, but it still closes. But all this cracking I just feel horrible for this thing. It's had a long life. Definitely has. Non-stainless blades. They are carbon steel. Nickel silver bolsters, bone covers. Fits quite nicely in the sheath. A Ronin factory something. Frankly, I got this in another one of them auctions, and I was going to sell it and then forgot about it. Stuck it in a box and forgot about it. I don't know what steel. I know nothing about this knife. Genuinely. Other than it's not super expensive. Pretty thick blade though. I don't think it's G10 scales. Yeah, I just don't know a whole lot about it. A Leatherman Wave Plus that needs help. Some of the tools, I think it's this side, you can't get out. Nope, other side. Oh, then it's not this one. This one's mine. I had another one. There was an ongoing bet that nobody would find my old account. And the person who did find my old account got a free Leatherman Wave Plus sent to them at no charge. I would send it anywhere. Didn't matter the price. And nobody found my channel. Go figure. This knife right here, I want to get rid of it, but I can't because it has sentimental value. This knife is the reason my YouTube channel started. It is the knife that was on my first video of me bitching about this knife because I was cutting cardboard with it and the blade folded. Like the edge of it just folded over. Like a piece of paper, it just folded over. And I got so mad about it that I made a video. And then I made another video. And that's how my YouTube channel started, was from this stupid knife that screwed me over. Sure, it has a replaceable blade, but as I said in that video, just because you can replace the blade doesn't mean I want to. We have a Queen right here. There's a Queen number 45 and 440 stainless. This patent number right here is for this design, where the spring right here starts right here, goes all the way back here, and is only held in by this pin. This pin is the only thing that holds together this 4-piece knife. There's only 4 parts. Queen knives in good condition sell for quite a bit of money. This one isn't in good condition, and I have no clue what it would sell for, but it is a pretty cool piece. And if you're curious and you want to look it up, the patent number is 2728139. It is a really cool knife. Now I'll move on to my second knife, which of course I kept, but holy crap, those things are expensive now. This is a Victorinox Swiss Champ. When my first knife broke, a family friend that passed recently gave me this to replace it. And this thing's like twice as thick with 21 tools on it. They're like $100 now. And I could never figure out why I would want to use this side for carving, because this knife wasn't designed for carving. And started using this side because it has a small blade. And I just sit here like this, carving like this, because it was more comfortable than carving like that. tons of tools. I started a fire with this magnifying glass, which I've never been able to do since then. It was a really awesome thing while we were out camping, and I started the fire that day before the sun went down. It was a pretty cool thing. Tweezers, toothpick, and a ballpoint pen. I need to get another one of these because it's run out of ink now. But the fact that this thing came with a ballpoint pen just blows my mind. I'm sure, yep, I did use this for something it wasn't designed for. And it's bent now, which sucks. But it has the glasses flathead screwdriver that goes in there with the corkscrew. Now, something that I'll bet you didn't know, and a lot of people don't know, is these multi-tools, a lot of them come with a pin, a sewing, not like a sewing needle, but a sewing pin. And it just fits right there in that little hole right there. Now, it's a cool little thing I'll bet you didn't know about because I didn't know about it for like the first 10 years of me owning this knife. No, I didn't know for the first 13 years of owning this knife. It has an all... Apparently this thing is for like when you need a better handle for like plastic bags or some stupid thing. I don't know. Another screwdriver, bottle opener, can opener, pliers, a full-size set of pliers, scissors, a saw. This has a lot of shit that honestly, it just has so many tools. It's insane. They make a larger version, by the way. The larger version is like $400. Now, this came in an auction of Kershaw's. This is a fake Kershaw. They threw it in. I'm like, okay, but I can't do anything with it. This was the Milwaukee Fastback with the screwdriver before Milwaukee came out with the Fastback with the screwdriver. It's a pretty cool piece. It's got multiple bits that you can put in. You know, it is pretty cool, especially when it's a real one, the real Kershaw one, because then it's not a knockoff. The only traditional knife that I have that is an automatic. So this has, I don't know what this is. It's got a screwdriver. I don't know what this part is though, because it's not a bottle opener or a can opener. I think this is a small blade. Yep, pen blade. Corkscrew. And then you slide this down and you push on this and the full-size blade opens. Now, I figured that out within like 2 minutes of picking this thing up. I got it from the pawn shop for $5. I guarantee you this thing probably sells for 80 plus. But it's just such a cool piece, and I don't think I'll ever get rid of it because of that. It is the only traditional knife that I have that's an automatic. A push-button automatic. Doesn't always work when you have your finger in the way, but there you go. There's the other Wave. So this is the Wave Plus that has a problem. Yep. That problem is this is bent. The can opener was used as a pry bar, and they bent it, and then they shoved it in, and you can no longer get it out without a pry bar. You have to use a pry bar to pry on this to get it out. Everything else on this thing works flawlessly. Like nice and smooth, everything else is. Great tool. This was the one that I was going to give away. I didn't know that that was broken when I said I was going to give it away. So I'll probably send it in and have that fixed. I'm just going to say now, the offer is still up until January 1st of 2026. If you can find the account that I used before this account and comment on any of my videos with that account, and you're right, then I'll send it to you. Do some digging. Don't throw some random accounts into my comment section. That gets really annoying. But like, actually try and find it. A Spatha Inox. This thing's really weird. Half serrated, 12C27. Lockback. That whole thing spins. I think these sold for like $30. I don't even know why. A Schrade SP2 and a Schrade SP3. These aren't trash. Most Schrade knives are trash, but the SP series, these ones are actually pretty good. Back when they made them good, you know. These are solid pieces. They're workhorses. If you treat them right, then they'll treat you well. What company made this one? An Imperial Barlow with 2 blades. So larger blades, easy to open. I think the smaller blade was a huge pain in the butt. Plastic scales, plastic saw cut scales, by the way. Pretty cool. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I remember it being. Probably helps that I lubed it up a little bit the last time. Got a little bit of rust going on inside the nail neck up here. Solid knife overall though. Could use a cleaning. I bought it to restore it and then I just didn't restore it yet, so. Not that it's going to hate waiting a few years. So I've figured that this is an Imperial. Thing's adorable. This was $2, I think. My plan was to restore it and give it away. Comes with sheath. Made in Idaho. The sheath was made in Idaho. I don't know about the knife. Glenn's something, Idaho. Oh, Glenn's Ferry. I know where that is. Then maybe this thing was made in the U.S. Because it says, I know it's made, or I know that says the U.S., but maybe this one was made in Idaho. If that's the case, I might keep it. Kershaw, 1955, designed by, oh, I don't remember Rexford's first name. Damn it. This is spring assisted. Not very smooth. I tried ordering parts for it and they just didn't send them, so they probably don't have the pieces. It's a decent knife though. It could use a cleaning. Oh, apparently that wasn't my only push button automatic traditional. This one was made by Something Button Knife Co. Press Button Knife Co. in Walden, New York. So, well, that one worked the first time, damn it. Anyway, you push the button, it opens the blade. They're well-used blades, unfortunately, but it is a really cool piece. Broken covers, unfortunately, as well. I think this was like $5. Really unique. I think one of my only other Cold Steels. The Cold Steel Recon Micro 1. Micro Recon 1. 4116 stainless. Really, really bad steel. Thing was overpriced when I bought it, and I wanted the other one, but this one was on sale and the one with the drop point wasn't, so I just bought this one instead. Really easy to take apart and clean. 2-finger grip. 1.5, 1 3/4 blade length. So this Gerber had a gold plaque on it that I took off and sold. Made some money on this thing. I bought it specifically to take that off, and yeah. I filled the thing in with silver solder. The Camillus Swedge. It was on sale at Walmart for like $10, so I bought it. There's nothing more to say about it. It's kind of trash. The Gin Knives Vaquero. This was sent to me by Gin Knives. God. Been a while. Mirror polished VG10 core Damascus bone scales. And now they come with hanging pocket clips. You have to tie this right or else it doesn't work very well. But it's pretty easy to figure out how to tie it right. Yeah, I suggested this edition because at first when you bought it, it didn't come with a pocket clip at all. And now it does. So, yeah, my recommendation was taken and used. And the last one in the box. What is this? I don't remember the name of this knife. The Camillus something. So the only way of opening it is by pushing on this. It's an AUS 8 G10 scales. This is plastic for some reason. You'd think you'd make that out of metal and make it a little more sturdy. But if you swing it just right, you can open it while pushing a little bit. Tip down only. Liner lock. Not great. I don't know if I showed this, but I have no clue how to read that. This is the Contender in D2. How you doing? G10 with a carbon fiber overlay. Really, really weird blade shape. I'll probably try and sell this one too. Okay, stick everything back in that box. And we will move on to the next box. Well, actually, this was in that box too, so we'll go ahead and check that out. The MKM Isonzo. I got this thing on sale. Titanium M390 pocket clip, wire pocket clip. Designed by Jesper Voxnes. Built by Makita. M-I-K-I-T-I. Or M-I-K-I-T-A. They are the ones who make MKM stuff, I think. Really cool thing. These things are around $200 or $265 or something. When I bought it, it was $66. They had a ridiculous sale going on Blade HQ. So I bought it. Came with this. Honestly, I've never looked up here. Oh, tools to take it apart. Cool. And instructions, I assume. I'll bet you this is warranty maintenance. Yeah, okay. All the stuff that should come with a $200 to $300 knife, to be honest. And I still have the box and everything for it. I tend to keep that kind of stuff. Now, we'll go with the stuff that's on the table. Then we'll go on to the high-end stuff. And then we will move on to... Dude, we're not going to do that kind of stuff in here. Come on now. So right here we got a Kershaw Echelon 14C28N spring assist or torsion bar assisted G10 scales. I don't think it has partial liners, similar to the bug out. Really interesting piece. A Kershaw Clash in 8CR13. Yep. Half serrated. Probably plastic scales. Kershaw Cryo 2. Nope, Kershaw Cryo 1556 Ti. So it has the titanium carbide or titanium nitride coating. Rick Hinder design. Pretty cool knife, but the guy that I tried to sell it to didn't want it, so oh well. CRKT Liftoff. This one's really weird. So it is spring assisted. You have to push down on this to move the liner out of the way. Push down and then up. And it opens. Half serrated. I wish it wasn't serrated, but for the price I got it, it doesn't matter. Another Walmart knife. Again, do not buy this knife. It is trash. And honestly, I'll probably throw it away. Mossy Oak something. I got it for $2 from a pawn shop. Imperial IMP 22L. This thing's huge. Got like a 4-inch blade. The plan was I drew that so I could cut it, and then I never ended up cutting it. So, and the reason for that was because it was kind of hard to sharpen. And I'll probably still end up cutting it because it's not that big of a deal to me. Thank you. It's expensive. It gets very expensive very quickly. Gerber Fast. It's got a lock and it's assisted. Kershaw Misdirect. 4CR. Frame lock. Torsion bar assist. It's not a great knife, especially for the $40 that they want for it. We already showed these off earlier, the Civivi Mini Praxis. CRKT Kiss Original. This is before they before the Kiss was patented. This is when the patent was still pending. The CRKT logo used to be red. When you open it, I assume that it wears off slowly over time, which is unfortunate, but that's the way it is. It is not dangerous. It is a chisel ground blade. It will not cut you with regular use. CRKT and Ruger Trajectory. This thing is freaking fast. Great blade shape, and I've sharpened this thing quite well. It does have a bent tip slightly, but the sharpening fixed it. Probably not very well, because spreading butter you usually go like this, and the blade curves in the back. Kershaw Shuffle. This is not spring assisted, it's just really easy to open. Bottle opener, screwdriver, and the blade. I think they claim it's a pry bar, but it's not a pry bar, it's a screwdriver. SOG Twitch 3 in 154 cm. Pretty cool knife. It has a lock. Great blade steel. I don't know how well this blade specifically is heat treated, but 154 cm is one of my favorite steels. We have a Kershaw 5200 made in Japan with an Idaho sticker on it. It also says Kershaw, Oregon, which is weird. I have a lot of old and rare stuff, so I'll probably bring out the box full of old stuff next, and then this is Spyderco Persistence. It was mangled when I got it. I've treated it well, and it's a great knife, especially for the $20 that I spent on it. Let's go ahead and close that stuff full of grease before I tip it over. Crate Tactical Parallax D2. Heat treat seemed poor, and the back edge that's supposed to be sharpened wasn't. I need to bring that up to them. Bird Meadowlark 2. Stainless all around. I plan on doing a resatin on this, so it'll have a fully new satin finish on both sides. Or I'll polish it. I don't know which. A Civivi Savant in 14C. 14C 28N. G10 scales. It's a frame lock. This one's sold already. It's just they don't have the money and I don't have the envelopes. So, yeah. Boker Kalashnikov in D2. Dagger grind. Probably the worst decision I made was buying it with the dagger grind. I have another one of those. Also in D2. With the clip point blade shape. Next we'll move on to the James brand, the Redstone, because why would you not put the in the name of the brand and the name of every single knife? It's a pretty cool looking knife. Integral stainless. Really interesting piece. Wire pocket clip. It comes with this little lanyard thing on it. Half serrated, 12C27. These things sell brand new for $100. I didn't pay anywhere near that much. One of my least favorite knives, the Gerber Quadrant. It sucks. Don't buy it. The fact that I somehow got it too. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, just don't. Next, we'll move on to the box full of old stuff. Then we'll move on to the expensive stuff, and then we'll move on to the Grail stuff. Okay. So this is an Ulster knives made in the 1930s. Celluloid scales, or covers. It is not stainless. Nickel silver bolsters. Maybe I can get the stuff to refocus on the next few. Now this one's pretty cool. This one's an Imperial trick knife. To open it, you need to turn it upside down and push on the blade. This is not a bottle opener. This is where the trick happens. That bar. See how it moves? Maybe the bar moves up and down. So you push that in the way and then the bar gets in the way and keeps it closed. It's a pretty rare thing to find one of those. Hammer brand. A Hammer brand 2-blade. This was before I think they called themselves Imperial. Or I don't remember what brand Hammer brand is. But it is a pretty cool piece. This is a Craftsman blade. Made in the US. Pretty cool piece. The blade is not straight. It is curved to fit past the file on the other side. So instead of having a second blade, it has a file. This right here, we have a case tadpole from the 30s. Bear with me, guys. We're almost through this box, and then we'll get to the more expensive stuff. And the expensive stuff is always exciting. Celluloid scales, non-stainless blades. Really, really cool piece to find in this kind of condition. I think these things are pretty spendy, too. This is a Canton Cutlery Co. 2-blade. It has a Polaroid with celluloid covers on top. This was made in between the years of 1911 and 1916. So it is well over 100 years old. It is a model A11. Really interesting piece. Glad I found it. I found it for like $4 at a thrift store. A Camillus, New York 2-blade. This is not stainless. It's just in that good of condition. And to make sure it stays in that condition, I wipe it off every time I touch it. And most of the time I don't touch it. So we'll get this. Wipe it off. Close the blade. Really, really good condition. This is an M.L. Brandt. M.L. Brandt was known for making stuff, or making razors for shaving. They made straight razors. They also made a few pocket knives. They weren't well known for their pocket knives. They stopped making pocket knives in 1916 as well. They moved from... Where were they? They were in New York on Broadway, and they moved to another street, and then the company died not too long after that. But yeah, they were on Broadway Street in New York City. Insane stuff. This is an Imperial 2-blade, non-stainless, with an awl. I think this one was made in the 40s. I'm not, it's been a while. I did all the research on all these a couple years ago. The few that I do remember were memorable pieces. Utica Cutlery Co. was made in Utica, New York. They were, this one was made in the 30s. They made stuff for the United States Army. They made multi-tools. I don't think they lasted long after World War II. But this was before they started making stuff for the U.S. military. Okay. A Schrade Walden. Stockman. 3-blade. Or no. This is also a 2-blade with an awl. Really slicey blade. Definitely a cool piece. So that's it for the old stuff. I don't remember when Schrade Walden was a thing. They Schrade made stuff in Walden, New York, I believe is where that comes from. but it's been a long, long time since I read about that. Okay. Now for the really, really empty, expensive box. Ow. Okay. There's a couple spendy ones on the table too. Gerber Assert. This is their answer to the bug out. And it flopped. They still make it. And it is way overpriced. Like way, way overpriced. Not a great knife from what I know. But I haven't carried it, so we'll find out. The thinnest knife I own, Tactile Knife Co. Bayer. It is spelled B-E-X-A-R. Made in the US. My first knife with MagnaCut as well. Titanium scales. This one has an issue where the something broke, and now the blade has blade play or lock rock. I will be sending it in to get it fixed. I forgot where I put it, and then I decided I couldn't afford shipping for some reason. Another Gerber. This is a Gerber Sedulo. This was their answer to the Griptilian, and I kind of like the scales on this more than the Griptilian. I used to say just save up for the Griptilian because it's worth it compared to this one, but now the Griptilian went up by another $20. I'm not 100% sure I think that anymore. This is a Kaiser Mini Sheepdog in 4V. Aluminum scales. It's missing the pocket clip. It was missing the pocket clip when I bought it. Really cool knife. I've yet to carry it because I want to wait for the pocket clip. They were going to charge me $25 for the pocket clip though, so I might not carry it for a while. Next up, we have the most I've ever spent on a knife. The Sandrin Torino in carbon fiber. This was $300, and I paid full price, unfortunately. It also has lock rock. They haven't gotten back to me about it, but it is a really cool knife. The blade looks destroyed, but that's how it comes from factory. It is tungsten carbide. It is not steel. Extremely thin blade, which also made it uncomfortable to use. So you probably could have seen that coming. One of my favorite locks. It developed lock rock a week after, or during my first week of carrying it. And I don't know, I just never carried it after that. I just stuck it back in the box and that's it. They still sell these. If you're going to get one of their knives, get one of the slip joints because they use aluminum for this lock bar, and the aluminum is just too soft for everyday use, which is why it has lock rock. Really cool piece though. I think it's about the same weight. If I'm not mistaken, it's the same weight as the bug out. And of course I won't sell it, even though I want to get my money back. So yeah, tungsten carbide at 71 HRC. Absolutely insane. So now that we're done with the expensive stuff, we'll move on to the Grail box. Now the Grail box has 8 knives. They are not all my Grails. I just needed to fill up space so that stuff stopped moving around in the box. I think, do I have anything else after the Grail box? I don't think I do. Actually, before I pull that out, I've got an SE, or no, is this a Rat 5? Yeah. Ontario Rat 5, 1095. Micarta scales. Really comfortable knife. I enjoyed using this. I used it for camping. It was fun. Okay, now for the Grail box. Kershaw Junkyard Dog 2, half serrated, really wild looking pocket clip, thick liner lock. This thing, when I pulled it apart to clean it, it's not a long video, but for me it was a really long time. I think it took me 45 minutes to clean it. When I pulled it apart, it smelled like opening a sewage main. Like it was the worst smelling knife I've ever owned. It only opened to about right there every time that you tried, or you'd push it down and it would open to that, and that would be it. Now it's nice and smooth. This was just the worst experience I've ever had cleaning a knife, but it was all worth it in the end for that pocket clip, because I have a second one of these that's significantly more expensive, and I needed that pocket clip. That's the whole reason I bought it. All those other Kershaws I was talking about, getting in a, I got them in an auction. The auction was bought for this knife. There was no other reason at all to buy that auction. That was it. A Tops MSF 4.0. Now this came sharpened multiple times. I sharpened it myself to, it needed it. I think this comes with a Scandi grind, but I wasn't going to be resharpening this whole thing all the way down. I'm just going to do that secondary edge. It's not worth it to grind down the whole blade like that and make it look like trash. Really? I should really do, that's actually the first racist comment I've had on my stream, which is weird. Thought I would have had one by now. Kershaw Launch 5 in CPM 154. Aluminum scales, Emerson design. Really a great piece. How you doing, Eagle Scout? Got this as a Christmas present for my sister. Obviously, I'm not holding the button for long enough. It has been a while. I have stopped streaming for the most part for a little bit because my voice was gone and I was tired of listening to myself whisper. Tesseract Tactical NF1 S35VN. The previous owner's name was Rob, as you can probably tell. I do not have that. Titanium pocket clip, titanium liners, which is interesting. These originally sold for $200. None have sold on the secondary market as far as I've seen. The company went bankrupt or something in 2024, soon before I bought this. And they were around for a couple years. They just obviously didn't do that well. And for the bottom 4 knives, somebody was asking earlier, like an hour, 2 hours ago, if I had a Benchmade, and now it's coming out. And again, it's only an HK made by Benchmade. I'm sure it might show up if you look this number up. Benchmade 14452 or HK 14452. This was made back when Benchmade had a Chinese factory. It was made in China. 9CR13 blade steel. Honestly, a solid knife. I enjoy looking at it anyway. My Hogue EX A01 in 154 cm. Half serrated again, unfortunately. Snapped the pocket clip on this one. And I reached out to them and they sent me a brand new one, no problem, without making me pay for it or anything. So that's pretty cool. Really, really strong spring. But it is a solid knife. It is an Elishewitz design. Really, really cool piece. I'll probably be trying to get rid of it, but I doubt anybody wants it because it's half serrated. My ZT0450 S35VN titanium scales with this lanyard that was made by somebody who lost it to TSA. Don't bring your knives through TSA. That's all I can say. Won it in an auction, $90. I already showed vintage stuff, man. I don't have anything else that's old other than this. An Italian stiletto. Made in Italy by Astor. I believe these are horn scales. Unfortunately, the lock won't function, so it won't stay closed. When you close it, it's got a really strong spring, so it just opens itself back up. I've seen that's weird. I've seen these things sell for like $200 when they actually work. Mine doesn't, so it won't sell for that much. And then the actual Grail in the collection is my Kershaw Junkyard Dog 2 in titanium. It's a really cool piece. Model number 1725 SG2. 1725 SG2. This one was made in November of 2007. Really, really comfortable knife for how big it is. And it looks bigger than it really is. It's a 3.5-inch blade. Well, I'm probably going to go ahead and end the stream here pretty soon too. So, because I didn't eat dinner and it's 12:40. So, but yeah, this is what the pocket clip was for. This was the whole reason why I bought this knife, was for this pocket clip to go onto this knife. Didn't end up happening. Whoop-de-doo. I plan on buying another one of these when I can afford it. Unfortunately, I can't afford it right now. I just hope the guy who has it holds it for me. I would greatly appreciate it if you do, if you're watching this right now. I don't have the personal money right now, unfortunately. And I can't use the channel's money for it because it's for me. Now I think that that's just about everything on the table or on the in the Grail box. Oh, Tesseract Tactical back in the box. Okay. Now, is there anything else? You know, while we're here, we can draw a knife real quick. Why not? Oh wow, that was sad. Anyway, we'll draw a quick knife and then I'm going to head out and get something to eat. Why is this always dull? And this time I'm not copying another design. This time I'm doing my own thing. Thing's going to be tiny. Really small piece of paper. Howdy. How you doing? I'm sure I could turn that into something. Blade's a little chunky. Probably lose that. Yep, that's better. Well, glad to hear that. All right, I think that's good enough. I'll show off some of my other drawings, maybe, if I can find them. I put them all away to get set up for the stream. So where I put them, I have almost no clue. Oh, there they are. I'll be right back. I didn't like the blade shape of the launch one, which I forgot to show that earlier. I don't like that blade shape, so I drew that one. So this is a WE Knives version of this, where they use titanium and maybe some other more exotic materials in there for a more high-end product. This was a prototype sketch for a knife that I wanted to come out, but I drew it too late and they've decided to go another route, unfortunately. This is the WE Knives version of the Mini Praxis, but I didn't like calling it the Mini Praxis, so the Baby Praxis. So maybe you can tell them apart with the name instead of like the WE Elementum and the Civivi Elementum are named the same thing. I just think that that looks way cooler. And I'm not sure that it would sell. I'm like 80% sure that that would sell well. And then this was me working on the Harbor Freight knife, the Harbor Freight Icon knife, a more expensive version of that. Anyway, guys, we only got 8 of you in here. I still haven't eaten dinner. Let me check something real quick. Because I'm just curious of how many subscribers we've gotten tonight. $14. Heck yeah. We're at 900 or 864 subscribers. Heck yeah. Awesome. Anyway, it's been nice having you guys on the stream. I'm going to go get dinner and hopefully you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.